as a kid with both bipolar and schizophrenia. I did not know this.
Wow, this story just does not end. It just keeps going. But doesn't this make so much sense? As you all know, I'm a life coach with a mental health background. So even though I don't diagnose, I don't practice as a therapist. I was trained as a therapist. I know the DSM-4. At least I studied the DSM-4. Yeah, I guess when I was in school. And this makes so much sense. I mean, I'm not going to say those phone calls was the schizophrenia because, again, I'm not diagnosing. But this makes so much sense. He is a pathological liar, but he also probably believes many of his lies, which is why he was so good at it. And this is really, really sad. And you know what I wanted to say, I don't want to make this a Reesa Teesa and Legion thing, right? I have personally seen this. So most of my clients, majority of my clients are women. I do work with couples. So usually when I'm working with the man, it's because I am working with he and his wife or he and his partner who are in a long-term relationship, getting married, something like that. I don't work with very many men. I have had several clients who have had husbands who had some type of diagnosable, and I'm saying diagnosable because y'all are going around, calling people narcissists and all kind of stuff, and y'all just throwing out clinical terms and don't even know nothing about these people, don't even really know if that is really a thing, right, for them. It is a clinical term. There are criteria that you have to meet. So that's what I mean when I say diagnosable. They were diagnosed by somebody who had the authority to diagnose, not by social media, all right? So they were diagnosed with bipolar. I haven't experienced schizophrenia, but they've been diagnosed with bipolar. And in all of those times, the women did not know. They did not know. Now, you all were saying, oh, you know what? Of course, she shouldn't have moved that man in her house. She didn't know him. I promise you, if she had dated him a year, 2 years, obviously it would have given her time to know something is off, but she still wouldn't have known because he probably would not have told her. And she didn't know the family. And a lot of times families don't even tell you because it's not their business to tell. These women that I'm talking about, they dated for a substantial amount of time, traditional, date, get married, all of that, and they did not know. And remember, some mental illness also, it doesn't start to appear until like your 20s, right? And so let's say you're in a relationship earlier than that or earlier than when it starts, you wouldn't know, but then in the course of the relationship, things can shift. Or you could have met them, they were on their meds and they were doing fine. And then all of a sudden, again, in the course of the relationship, they feeling good, they feeling, oh, I'm in this relationship, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling better. I don't have to take my meds no more. And guess what happens? So a lot of things can happen. This is actually common. This is not a Reesa Teesa thing, not getting to know this man. This is very common that people hide their mental illness. I know it works the other way too. There are men that I know as well who have been married to women who had a diagnosable mental illness that they did not know about before they get married. So what I say to you, before you get married, talk about a mental illness in the family. Talk about the health history. We talk about other stuff, but we don't talk about mental illness, especially not in the Black community. We might know, oh, we got cancer in the family. We got the sugar, right? We got diabetes in the family. But how many of you all know bipolar runs in the family? Schizophrenia runs in the family, right? Autism runs in the, like whatever it might be. And this isn't something that, ooh, run away, but you should be aware. You should be informed. You should know what you're getting into. Because sadly, if the person lies to you or you don't know, you have no idea what you're getting into. A lot of times these relationships do not last because you can't take it. The person is in somehow denial, or they don't want to take their meds or what have you. There's a constant back and forth between being on the meds and being off the meds. And you should have a choice. If you're going to decide that you want to marry somebody, that this is something that you're going to have to deal with, it should be your choice. You should not be tricked into it because you didn't know. It's not fair. It's not cool. And that's the same thing that happened to, Reesa Teesa. So we don't know how much of this was contributed to his mental illness. I am not going to say that he's not responsible for his actions because he's a grown man, right? But it makes so much sense why he was carrying on the way that he was. And again, use this for your own relationships. I'm not even just talking about marriage. Anybody that you want to be in a long-term relationship with, find out before you really commit to this person, before you get married to this person, because I promise you, this is more common than you think. If you've ever been in this situation where you found out somebody that you were dating, somebody you were in a relationship with, somebody you were interested with, that they were diagnosed with a mental illness and you didn't know about, they didn't tell you, or maybe they didn't even know, right? Comment below. Let us know. I want to hear from you. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.